Whoop. And today we're back for the final camera specific episode of my action camera review for summer. We're going to talk about the GoPro Hero 10. I've been using it for about 7 months. I've recorded weddings on it, recorded videos on it, recorded vlogs on it, recorded all sorts of stuff. I've flown it on both cinnamon drones. I've recorded with it on cinematic drones like the Shen Drone Squirt and Terraplane, as well as putting it on my long-range AOS 7 drone and doing some cool long-range stuff with it too. For me, this is kind of like the granddaddy camera. And the reason why I say that is GoPro is infamous. It kind of invented the action camera genre and game. It has the most accessories. It has the most variation. It has the most experience. It has the most features. It is kind of the biggest and baddest kid on the block. So let's just jump into it. Let's start out with the pro list, and we'll go to a con list. Then I'll talk about who I think the ideal customer is for the GoPro Hero 10. With the GoPro Hero 10, first and foremost, the biggest pro for the GoPro is its image quality. Both from its stabilization, its actual resolution. Right now we're recording in 5.3K. I think 60 frames a second. I'm not 100% sure on that one. It might be 30, but either way, it records in a whole bunch of resolutions, super high frame rates. It is a beast when it comes to video quality, photo quality. It is the king of the pile. If you're just going toe-to-toe on specs when it comes to image quality and actual results when it comes to image quality, nothing beats the GoPro Hero 10 between that Insta360 Go 2, obviously, and the DJI Action 2. It's just in a different league. In addition to its stellar video performance, another huge plus to the GoPro is its low light performance. The sensor on this guy is huge. And so when you're recording video and you're going in between dark and light, it is very good about transitioning. So whether you're flying quads, riding mountain bikes in the woods, when you go from very dark environments to very bright environments, the camera handles it exceedingly well, and I think it's one of the biggest strong points of the camera. On top of low light performance, GoPro also shines when it comes to image stabilization. I think their Real Steady or Rock Steady, whatever they're calling it now, is probably the best of the group. It doesn't have complete 360 horizon stabilization, so when you get to about 45 degrees, it does do this kind of like snap, which isn't great. But all in all, I think the image stabilization and horizon leveling in GoPros is about as good as it gets. And if you're turning something on to say record mountain biking, or if you're throwing this on a larger RC car, because this isn't a small camera, this will give you the steadiest shot out of the group. I've seen tests where the DJI comes close, but I think overall, regardless of the lighting condition, I think the GoPro ends up winning. Again, this is from my personal experience, and your mileage may vary. Next big plus for the GoPro Hero 10 is the accessory library. Because it is kind of the original action camera, and it kind of set the standard for the feet little tongue finger mount thing, it has a bunch of accessories from handles to chest mounts to helmet mounts. There's just so much, including stuff like the media mod that I'm talking into right now. External microphones are accessible. It has a huge library of accessories, both from GoPro themselves, and also because these cameras look so good image quality wise, they've been used in professional settings, which means they're professional level accessories for it. Whether that means stabilization in the form of gimbals, cases, anything like that, GoPro has a laundry list of accessories. Speaking of accessories, another big advantage to the GoPro is it is waterproof natively up to 30 meters. So you have all of the microphones, all of the batteries, all of the screens always on it. It's completely waterproof tip to tail. Replaceable lens, it has replaceable storage, and it has a replaceable battery. So if you're out filming and you run out of storage or you run out of battery, pull it out, swap the card, swap the battery, you're good to keep going. You don't have to plug it into a camera, plug it into an additional module and transfer footage. It's just one less step. And I think it is a big advantage for the GoPro Hero 10. In addition to that, another big advantage is that replaceable lens can be replaced with ND filters. So if you're shooting in bright sunlight, if you're shooting underwater, if you're shooting in, say, like the snow, if you're going snowboarding, that replaceable lens to swap to an an ND filter can be essential in getting good quality footage. Speaking of that replaceable battery benefit, if you haven't noticed already, all 3 of these action camera videos have been recorded in the same park, on the same walk, and I just swapped batteries. There's the benefit at work. So in addition to all of that, I think the user interface on the GoPro is really, really good. It's so easy just to basically push the record button, it starts recording, you're good to go. So again, if you're chasing kids around, chasing around with your dog, it's really simple. And I think all of these action cameras are very simple to use. But the GoPro is no exception. It's really easy to use to capture phenomenal footage. Another benefit to the GoPro is there is the GoPro subscription. This is a little bit more controversial because there are some variations in how camera replacement is priced. But basically for $100 a year, which actually can reduce the price of a camera, but again, look at the GoPro website to see how they're pricing it. But for a year, they give you unlimited storage on their GoPro server, so you can upload all of your video in full quality unlimitedly to GoPro for that subscription price, which is great because these GoPros record big files. If you're recording in 5.3K, you are going to easily chew through terabytes of storage if you're keeping all of the clips in their native resolution. Again, something to consider and think about. Also, in addition to that, you get 2 camera replacements. There is a small little deductible when you do a replacement. I believe for the Hero 10, it is $100, but you pay the $100, they replace it, pretty much no questions asked. So it is really nice for those of us who fly FPV or put our cameras in less or more precarious situations. Again, it only is 2 camera replacements, so it is something to think about. GoPro warranties through Best Buy are a little bit less restricted, and I believe the replacement cost is slightly less. That's basically the pros for the GoPro Hero 10. Now let's talk about some of the cons. And the first one, and this is really going to be most important for FPV, but it is also relevant to other consumers, it is big. So the GoPro Hero 10 has gotten quite large because it has a full color front screen, a full color rear screen, both touchscreen or rear touchscreen, the replaceable lens, the battery, the SD card, the USB-C on the device itself. All of this adds bulk. So the GoPro Hero 10 is by far the biggest. When talking about the previous camera, the DJI Action 2, that was originally the largest we talked about, and it is only 56 grams. The Hero 10 with a battery and everything in it, 180 grams almost. So it is a big boy. And again, not a con for everybody. It's still pretty light. It's very compact for what it does. But if you're flying FPV, if you're putting this on, so if you're giving it to a small child, it is a bigger, heavier camera. And that's just something that kind of comes with the territory for all the features, all the replaceable bits. While the battery is replaceable, and it does last about as long as the other 2 cameras in this video, the battery life on the GoPro Hero 10 is not forever. It's only about 20-30 minutes of recording, as seen by this video itself. You definitely chew through battery. There are options for extended or endurance batteries. There are ways to save battery by turning off the screens, but battery life, not great. I think one of the biggest cons for the GoPro Hero 10 is actually something that both the Action 2 and the Insta360 Go nailed, and it's the app. The GoPro app is better with the Hero 10 than it's ever been. So if you've had a Hero 9, Hero 8, anything before that, the app was awful. For the GoPro Hero 10, the app is okay now. It is okay, and that's about all I'm gonna say. That's about all I'm gonna say for it. It is not great. Not super user-friendly, not super quick, has a lot to be desired from using it. So all in all, I give the app a major thumbs down, and it really is a blemish for this camera. That's basically what I see as the major pros and cons of the GoPro Hero 10. I think it is kind of the be-all, end-all when it comes to picture quality, when it comes to accessory availability, when it comes to adaptability, I think this camera is basically king of the pile. Again, it's not going to be for everybody. It is big, it is heavy, it is a little cumbersome. It is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. There's still stuff to be desired, and if you want a functioning app, this is not the camera for you. All in all, I think it's still a phenomenal camera, and I think it's definitely worth picking up. I would say if you want a dependable, reliable, completely waterproof camera, you want the best image quality, or you just want something that you can swap the battery, swap the storage, plug it in, and you don't need to carry any additional accessories, cases, etc. This is the camera for you. I think this camera is great for pretty much anybody. If you're a new parent with a kid, this takes phenomenal photos, phenomenal videos, and even grabbing stills out of videos, they look crisp, sharp, clear, great for sharing to family. Because of that GoPro subscription, I think it is also great because you can share high definition or 4K video with family and friends fairly easily. You can also export it to TikTok, Instagram, all the other main platforms. So I think the shareability is also very good for the GoPro. All in all, great camera. If you're looking for an action camera this summer, I think my personal recommendation would probably lean towards the GoPro, just because it's kind of the most universal. But I'm really going to dive into that in next week's video, where I'm going to talk about all the action cameras together, what I recommend, what I would say is kind of the differences, and why you might want more than one action camera, or why you might not want any action cameras. But I'm going to get into all that next week. Thank you all for joining me. As always, hit the like button, hit subscribe, helps me grow this channel. There are links to this camera and all the other cameras down in the description below. Those are affiliate links to Amazon, so if you do use them, it helps me grow the channel because it gives me a little kickback from whatever you purchase on Amazon. As always, thank you for joining me. Catch you in the next video. Bye.